Today we are going to review the xarvio scouting app for its usability as a tool out in the field. This app functions as a database, log, and reference guide for weeds, leaf damage, diseases, and crops out in the field. Let's check it out.
So first we're going to start scouting, and we can do weed ID, disease recognition, or leaf damage. So right now we're just going to do the weed ID. So it tells you, take a picture of the isolated weed. All leaves should be visible. Make sure there's a strong contrast between the leaves and the background, and maintain a minimum distance of 6 inches. So we'll start over here. I'm going to press start. It shows on my camera. I'm going to isolate this plant and take the picture. Alright, so it shows up. It's this picture here. It says it's being analyzed right now. So it analyzed and it came up with Mexican fire plant, and it's 57% sure on that. And we know that is wrong because it is actually common milkweed. On these pictures, you can also add notes on weed pressure or location in the field. You can save that to the picture, and you can also, if you don't like the results that it gives you, you can search your own weed. So we know that this one is common milkweed. So you can just add it as the name that you would like.
So in the settings here, we can go to the radar tab, and it'll let us choose a place to set our tab. And so we'll just go over here and we'll put this area in southern Minnesota, and we'll save this new location. So now when we go to the radar tab, we have our different diseases and stuff that we can look at. There's also a notifications tab here that it'll notify you if there's some issues in the area of diseases or weeds. So down here on the bottom we have a radar tab. We're here, and then we got layers here, so we can switch between leaf damage, disease recognition, and weed ID. So right now we're on leaf damage, and doesn't really say a whole lot about it, just areas that this has been reported. As you zoom in here, it kind of gets broken down farther, so you can see in the Rochester area three cases of leaf damage were reported to this app. And it's kind of the same thing for weeds, so we'll jump over to the weed tabs, and it kind of the same deal, shows us a general area, and then it has different weeds on top. So if we wanted to look at common lamb's quarter, we can press that, and it shows us just the selected cases where that has been found and seen. So we'll go into the disease recognition tab. This is going to make you choose a crop, obviously, to look at the diseases that one has. We're in southern Minnesota here, so we'll scroll down to soybeans and look at what that tells us. And it'll load, and it's kind of the same thing as the weed. It gives us kind of a bigger select area, so you can see the 19 in the one, and then across the top we can look at different cases of diseases and click on it, and it'll show us the one select case that it is. The thing I kind of don't like about this is if we go back to all of them, it shows us this 19 here, but you can't click the 19 and it won't show you the diseases that were in that area.
There's some pros and cons of this app. One of the pros are that you can choose between 45 different countries here, and you can also choose between over 61 different crops. One of the cons is that you need data or internet to use the app. So another pro of this app is that you can actually share these pictures through messages in your emails, which gives a recommendation to more inexperienced users so that they can share it with a boss or a friend or someone that's more experienced so that they can learn more about what these are.
So our overall consensus of this app is that it makes for a good log, but not for a very good reference. The weed accuracy is not very good, but if you generally know the weeds that you're looking at, it makes for an excellent reference log for out in the field. Another consideration we have is that although this didn't work as well in the greenhouse setting, it could work a lot better in the field setting.